Last week in Oschersleben, the Endurance Cup kicked off with a bang as Kieran Lifflander and Evan McFarland delivered yet another instant classic in the heat race in the early stages of the feature. But strategy told a different story as Evan gambled on 4 fresh tires, but the time lost in the pits left a gap too big to close. Kieran capitalized, driving off to claim the opening round of the Velocity Pixels Endurance Cup. Yoni Palineva held strong with the series heavy hitters, earning a well-deserved podium for No Control Esports, and behind them, fireworks flew as Matthew Lindy went toe-to-toe with No Control's team boss Renee Sotens in a fierce brawl to the finish. Now it's Crandon Short, where history says anything can happen. A place of first-time winners, surprise upsets, and unforgettable drives as we go green in Wisconsin, live next on ASN. Our venue for today is the virtual Crandon International Raceway, utilizing the short layout. North American Simulated Auto Racing started visiting Crandon in 2020B. This iconic off-road circuit in Wisconsin is known for its high-speed dirt straights, sweeping corners, and flowing rhythm. But without the traditional land rush start, the action kicks off more traditionally with a rolling start. The short layout still packs a punch, demanding precision over jumps and through wide, arcing corners. And with its rich off-road legacy and intense racing surface, Crandon remains a fan favorite on the NASA Rallycross schedule. In NASA Rallycross, our Velocity Pixels Endurance Cup format is as follows. We are finishing open practice now, which leads us into a 3-lap single-car qualifying session that sets the field for our 10-minute heat race. The top 5 receive bonus points with 5 to the winner, down to 1 for 5th. This sets the grid for our 30-minute feature race where the points are awarded, trophies are handed out, and everyone races today as the 32nd season of the NASA Rallycross World Championship continues live on the Automotive Sports Network. With Brian Sawyer in the production truck and also next to me in the commentary box, my name is Josh Mertz as we welcome you to the 7th running of the Crandon Grand Prix. The NASA Rallycross Challenge is brought to you by Overwatch Specialty Service. The only thing more unique than your problems, our solution. For more information, visit osscenter.com. And thank you so much to Rob Hartland for your continued support of NASA Sim Racing. Cameras all season on ASN, also brought to you by Whiplash SimCams. Be sure to check them out at facebook.com/WSimCams. And thank you, Andrew Cardinale IV, for your camera support. And finally, the intro music for the NASA World feed produced by Alex Abetti. Mr. Hall of Famer Brian Sawyer, I forgot to introduce you as. Kieran outsmarted Evan on strategy last week, but Kieran had issues here on the long layout last season. Arguably, it cost him the World Championship. So how are you, and what are your thoughts coming into Crandon?
I think last time Kieran had issues here, it was on Crandon Long. Well, we're on Crandon Short today. We don't have Cowboy. And Cowboy's where Kieran was really messing up last season. He was hitting the outside wall and just bleeding time all race. There's no Cowboy here. There's only one hard jump. I think we'll have a tight race between the two if nothing crazy happens. But I'm ready to be done with the Endurance Cup this season, Josh. 30 minutes are long races.
Yeah, we have been talking internally as a leadership team. We're trying to figure out the right format. We previously did a 30 or a 25-minute race, and everyone raced back in 23. Then we did heat races and split the field like a normal rallycross race. And then we're here still trying to figure that out. 2025B, we're going to have yet another different format. But hopefully we won't have just 7 cars, because that's what we're going to have today. But rewatching some stuff from 2017, we had 7 cars then. It was super fun. It's going to be super fun now. Let's take a look at the Drivers' Championship coming in. And the championship points are the same as they were going into Oschersleben. because of the Endurance Cup, the way it's scored. We're going to have some point shifts at the end of the race today, but right now, it's 15 points is the gap between Kieran and Evan. Blanche and Pakala having a battle, but no Pakala today. Darnell, Palineva, Lindy Kreutzer, Kurtley Brostrom, the top 10. And in the Constructors' Championship, it's all but confirmed by TWR Subi Squad. They are looking to clinch another championship. It'll be their 5th when they clinch that. Then they've got one more to catch Revolution Racing for 2nd all-time in the Constructors' Championship. No Controls had a good battle with Kieran. Liftlander Racing, both of their teams have. Move over at Speedy Time, looking down the order there. And the manufacturers, Subaru, Ford, Volkswagen. Subaru looking to clinch a 23rd Manufacturers' Championship in the NASA Rallycross World Championship. No surprise there. The Japanese marquee has won, let's look, 118 races out of 151 in the modern era, Brian. It's no surprise they're doing well.
Yeah. One day Ford will be back there.
Eventually. Soon. Soon. So we are going to head to qualifying. 3 laps, solo qualifying. We're going to have that 10-minute heat race later on, the warm-up, and then the feature. So I don't suspect that we're going to have any cars pitting in the heat race, but the feature race is going to be interesting. Like we had last week. So who's the first car on track? In qualifying, waiting for timing to pop up. And we've got Kieran Liftlander. That's a surprise. Normally, he always waits till the end.
He's coming out of pits on 3 tires.
All right, we're going to do things a little differently. Let's ride on board car number 20 and enjoy a lap here in Wisconsin. Never mind, he hit the wall. So let's go to Rakowski and enjoy a lap here in Crandon. Rakowski will cross the line, 42.892. Zach Blanche, 42.131. And Kieran Liftlander halfway through this first lap. McFarlane over the jump. Exiting turn 1, we look at Liftlander on his first qualifying lap. Recently defeated you to claim the Lights World Championship. And if this kid can clinch both World Championships in a season, it's going to be immense. Rounding the final corner for car number 20 across the line to end his first lap, 41.813. We go back to McFarlane in car number 1. Triple defending world champion Evan McFarlane across the line, 42.0. So in the first round of laps, Evan's got to make up a couple tenths of a second to Liftlander, Brian.
Yeah, you'll notice everybody's hopping off the track after their first lap. Everybody scrubs their second lap. There's no point in running it because you'll see here how Matthew Lindy goes out really wide when he goes to start the first turn here. He's going to go out extra wide here. That kills your previous lap, so it would kill your lap too. But it gets you that run you want for starting qualifying.
Is Lindy, former Contenders champion from a couple seasons ago, rounding turn number 1 in car number 3. For TWR Subi Squad. 2025B is going to be super exciting if this kid can get it figured out and not have such terrible luck with his magnets on his car. We know he's quick. Got 7 wins in that Contenders season, his championship season. Just an update, Rakowski 43-1. She has finished her qualifying run. Defending champion McFarlane off the track. Liftlander sits in the pit lane, so we still focused on Lindy over the jump in car number 3 and into the final corner. Big thing here, minimizing wheel spin on the all dirt across the jump, 42.058. And he goes to third by 0.03 behind his teammate McFarlane, and Liftlander back on track now.
I'm going to watch Evan. This Kieran's already up front, so I think Evan's going to wait for Kieran's third time. They have about 6 minutes left, so
That's not a bad strat. Don't stress yourself out. Just watch that and then be able to focus. And Liftlander has to give it up. He got damage over the jump.
He got damage over the jump. We have damage off, but you can still lose a tire. And that's it for Kieran. Does that count as his third lap? You can still lose a tire if you take the jump wrong.
It heals it, but at that point, it's gonna kill it because the car spun and everything. So
you got to be
right.
The damage is off because he's you got to be gentle with these cars. They'll do it. They'll do a lap, no problem.
Into the wall. I think if that counted, that's it.
He doesn't seem to be pushing too hard. It could have been I don't see anything. I don't see anything on my side. I see no 1X's or 2X's. Okay. I mean, I don't get the zeros, but iRacing's been a lot more forgiving with the 0X's recently.
And that's the worst feeling, especially on really any rallycross track, but especially here. You go over the jumps. Obviously, you can't control the car in the air. You come down, slam into the wall. You say, well, there goes my qualifying lap. He has turned over the jump. That is wild in these cars.
I think he's green on his time.
Across the line for McFarland. That didn't count.
Nope.
All right.
Unfortunate.
There's Lindy. Lindy's going to have 1 lap left. Do you think he'll use it? There's 5 minutes left. In qualifying, he does. So, will there be a TWR Subi squad shock pole position from Matthew Lindy? He's got 2.5 tenths to make up on Liftlander. Deep into the final corner to begin the lap for the Californian. And it's a different Californian that we're used to speaking about. Through turn 1. Liftlander up on pole position right now. Everybody else done with their runs. Josh Darnell has not set his lap time, but he fell out of the server, and he is yet to come back in the 0.29. Lindy very close to the wall on exit. Heading down to turn number 3. Very tricky corner to get right over the jump. He might have hit the wall over the jump to turn number 4. Across the line, 41.7. It's a position for Matthew Lindy.
Nice job, Matt. That boy.
Matthew on pole is the former Contender Series champion, usurping the championship leader.
Well, Josh.
Wow.
I was just down in their team chat trying to see if I could
reaction too.
You could hear that?
That was awesome. Yes, I heard it internally. Don't know if it came across externally.
Oh, it probably did.
That was awesome. That was awesome.
Yeah. They went ballistic down in there.
Oh, what a surprise. Pole position.
I was just trying to find out if Josh Darnell is going to get back in the session. We got about 3 minutes, Josh, though. So
he's got plenty of time.
He's got plenty of time to get a lap down, but while we're waiting to see if he gets in there, let's go over some programming notes.
You got these. It's all you.
There's no iRacing Rallycross Strength Field races tonight. I know it's been 3 weeks. This is going to be the last one. My wife's got a half marathon tonight, so we'll be going to that. I don't think I can be in both places at once. But tomorrow night, we're done with endurance. We're going back to Rallycross. It's Brands Hatch, back-to-back, NASA Rallycross Futures and Lights. It's going to be Stephen Moreau and Josh Mertz at 8 p.m. Eastern, and then Stephen Moreau and Josh Darnell at 9 p.m. Eastern. Futures is on ASN Plus. It's $1 a month. Lights is on live. You don't have to pay anything. You just show up, watch it, like the stream. That's all I really need. Then on Monday, Justin Robichaud and I will be at Brands Hatch also for NASA Rallycross Contenders. Torque is back this Thursday at Suzuka.
I'm so proud of you. You finally said it right.
It's back. It's back this Thursday. Excited to be there. It's going to be you and me, Josh. 8:40 Eastern time, and then we're back here next week. NASA Rallycross World Championship at Brands Hatch. Final 2 rounds kicking off. Brands Hatch and Hell. It's gonna be a journey.
If you like what you see so far, be sure to like and subscribe to the Automotive Sports Network on Blue Sky, Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, Twitch, YouTube. According to Brian, we're on the dark web. Or if you'd like to have your content broadcast at ASNTVUSA.com. If you'd like to join the team, ASNTVUSA.com. Ring the bell, whatever platform you're on. You'll be notified of the live streams and the shorts we have been producing. If you'd like to join us, NASASimRacing.com. We've got something for everyone, 4 splits of Rallycross action, along with the restarted World Rally Challenge with the WRC game that just started this past week. So something for everyone, and we've got even more planned in 2025. Josh Darnell's on track. Defending
He's on
Contenders
track.
champion.
He's a little blinky. It's not too bad, but he's only going to have a chance for one more lap. He's got to get off track. He's going to run it right now. His first lap didn't count.
He's going to definitely finish this lap, but he won't get the other one because the solo qualifying ends it at 10 minutes.
Yep. So he's got.
And that first lap didn't count for him.
No,
but
he's
like
got
we
50
have
seconds
discussed, a lap is better than no lap, so we'll just have to see where it puts him. Josh Darnell snuck the victory away from me on Thursday night in the Rallycross Masters split. Always a super fun time there. Darnell crosses the line, 43-2, so he is 7th and last out of the running or qualified cars.
It's got to be stressful, Josh. You're ready to race. You sit down. You go. You're in the practice, and then the sim just says, "You want to leave?" No, no, I don't want to leave. You're struggling to get back, killing the iRacing service.
Talk about it all the time. That obviously in the virtual world you don't necessarily have mechanical failure, so that is the equivalent to one. You strap in, you sit down, put the VR on, the headphones, whatever it may be, and the sim says, "Oh, just kidding." It's basically like a parts failure. You got to scramble, and it's so stressful. All right. So our grid for our heat race today, 10 minutes, will be Matthew Lindy on a surprise pole position for TWR Subi Squad. Kieran Lifflander, Evan McFarland, Zach Blanche, Jess Rakowski, Yoni Pelineva, and Josh Darnell. 7 cars. Smallest field we've had in quite some time, but happy. The optimism here is that it's an endurance track, Brian, and we've documented, we've formatted this to where the Endurance Cup can be a little bit lower and treated as people's drop weeks. And hopefully we'll see the field return to full strength when we go back to Rallycross at Brands Hatch in a week. That's going to be a fun race, too. As we wait for Jess Rakowski to grid. Thanks for the couple of shout-outs and everyone hanging out with us on ASN Live or ASN On Demand if you're joining in late. As we begin to roll the drifting competition, the safety truck trying to get to that one. Impressive for that. And now, Brian, we saw some shenanigans in the Futures race last Sunday. These guys holding 45.
I want to watch
take the green.
I want to watch Kieran just hold Lindy down. If I'm Kieran, I'm holding Lindy to the hardest line possible coming through this turn. We haven't really seen any of that this week.
Green flag for heat race number 1, the only heat race of the day. And McFarland turned off the start from contact with his teammate Blanche. This is huge. Rakowski missed the start, so now it's Lindy and Lifflander side by side. They touch. No, they don't. And Kieran closes the door, takes the spot on the outside. Wow, what a move.
I think we're going to see Lindy's better at the truck tracks. He drives the truck. He'll throw in a slider, guaranteed. I don't know if Kieran is going to be ready for one of those.
Over the jump, they touch. Lindy saves it. I thought he was going to hit the wall. Rounding turn 4 to end the first lap. Lifflander's got the better run. Blanche sits in second. Blanche third. Pelineva fourth. We still battle for the lead with Lindy and Lifflander up on the cushion.
Seems like he's going slow through the first sector there.
Into turn number 2 again, still side by side. Not sure what happened with Darnell. I'll try and roll it back and take a look as Lifflander looks to the inside on Lindy. And we know the forward is very, very stiff on these truck tracks. Very difficult. And I took a look off monitor to see. It looks like the teammates Blanche and McFarland, they just came together. McFarland came across like he wasn't there. And now Lindy holds the baton for TWR Subi Squad, ahead of the championship leader, Kieran Lifflander. McFarland down in 5th. Oh, this will be good. This will be a good time. I'll have to get water halfway through the race. So, Now, we talk about the Endurance Cup and how points are important, but they also aren't. I bring this up because it's not like these points will hurt McFarland in the overall championship, but they also will, very specific, because he's down in 5th, working his way past Palin Neva. He's currently holding a bonus point in the in-season tournament, and he's down on points due to the second place run last week. Palin Neva and McFarland, another no control versus TWR duel, and McFarland gets by him for the 4th position. And is it going to be a change of fortune where a couple seasons ago the two kids came together and it gave Kirtley a win? Kieran had issues last season, and now Evan had issues this season. As Lindy still leads, half a second up on Liftlander in the 20, and Blanche holding in the 3rd spot.
Little dying down. I think we're going to probably see these top two come back together at some point, but it looks like Darnell's Darnell threw it in, got past Yoni. Yoni's going to get the better runoff, though. See if Darnell can hold it. He's holding mid lane, so that should be good. Just keep the rear end of your car in front of his nose, and he can't get by.
Darnell, McFarland, Blanche.
I'm going to say hats off to the Ford drivers. The Ford definitely struggles here.
Has contact with Darnell and Palin Eva. Jess Rakowski missed the grid. Reason why you grid, iRacing says, oh, sweet. And then she left the grid to check fuel, and the field left without her.
Yeah.
That's a replay of the contact with Darnell and Palin Eva.
It's two cars getting together. You go over the jump, you land. It's not a spicy time.
Alrighty. I don't think this battle is anywhere close to being done with Lindy and Liftlander for the race lead, as Lindy nearly into the wall, riding the outside like Kyle Larson, and down into turn number 3.
Over that logger's jump, Josh, you want to be as close as you can to the inside, and when you land, you just want to let that car ride out. You want to let it go as far as you can. You want to try and straighten your car out and almost just drive at the wall while getting a little slip angle, get the car sideways.
Liftlander to the inside, gives him a hip kick.
Oh!
Who's the championship leader? He gets it restarted, gets passed by Blanche. He is all hung up on the jumps, and here comes Evan. And we might not be battling for the race win, Brian, but we're going to have a good time for 3rd between these two kids.
Yeah, it's probably a guaranteed Lindy win at this point. We're about halfway through the race, and let me tell you, when on Sunday when we were racing, you were 4 seconds ahead of me. It took every bit of 10 laps to get back to you. So with only about 7 laps left, I don't think Kieran's going to be able to get that 3 or 4 seconds back to Lindy. But now he's got Evan to contest with.
I don't think the supercar class, World Championship class, will have to pit in the heat race. I'm assuming these guys will have fueled correctly. Got a weird incident in the contenders split on Monday night. Those guys run a fixed setup, so you have a fixed set of fuel that you begin the race with. And Jake Robichaux and Matty Grove made it one corner till the end. Klaus Kreutzer did not. He got lapped by Zach Goddard, but checkered flag waves and the scoring ends, so technically Kreutzer finished 4th despite 2 guys in front of him not finishing the race, Brian.
I'm still salty about it. Not a big fan of that. I feel like if you didn't cross the line, you didn't finish the race. It's a timed race, not a lapped race, and part of finishing a race is crossing the finish line. But iRacing does what it does, so here we are.
Lindy leads on lap number 9 ahead of Zach Blanche. Kieran Liftlander sneaking in. McFarland being gapped by Liftlander. In the 20, pulling away from car number 1. Palin Eva, Darnell, and Rakowski into the pit lane. And if I'm one of these TWR boys, I'm going to make it very difficult for Liftlander to pass me, for sure.
I mean, yeah, this is as close as...
turn number 4.
Kieran gets up to second place. That's a much bigger points gap to Evan than if he finishes in 3rd. It's like, I think it's a 1-point gap right now. I think it'd be a 5-point if he popped up in the 2nd. So Evan and Blanche definitely want to try and keep Kieran sandwiched back there.
So it's actually, if I'm looking at this correctly, Kieran's got 28 points. No, I apologize, not 28. I'll have it pulled up here on a different screen, but Liftlander look into the inside. Blanche trying to use the outside, but Kieran got it done. Closes the door, and here comes Blanche in car number 2.
Blanche wants to be on the inside there. He touches the wall, slides out a little bit. He's not going to be able to get it gripped up in time. Kieran's going to walk that turn. I'm looking at Kieran in the Endurance Series with a 30 points last race in Oschersleben. Evan McFarlane with 24. So there's a 6-point gap between the two. Kieran in second right now in the heat. What's that get him? That gets him 4 points.
That'd be 4. And McFarlane would
four,
be...
and McFarlane 2. That's 8 points difference. That would be Evan needing to win the race, and not needing to win the race, but hopefully winning the race in his case, and Kieran being down in 5th?
Third or worse.
Oh, yeah, third would do it.
25 and 17 would be 8. And we might run into another ridiculous tiebreaker scenario.
Don't make me do math.
Actually, no. It would be... I think it would end up being Kieran. We're speaking, of course, speculation-wise, but it would be Kieran with the 2 wins from the Oschersleben Heat and the German Grand Prix. So we'll just have to wait. But Monday was a fun time because Zach Goddard and Klaus Kreutzer both had 2 victories, had a 2nd-place finish and a 4th-place finish. We had to combine the fastest laps from the 2 feature races, and Zach Goddard won by a 1/10 of a second. That's the first time that had happened in 13 years. As we focus on Evan McFarlane in car number 1. And it's scary to be Evan right now because Kieran got by your teammate and he's pulled him by a second over a couple of laps here, Brian.
Is Blanche and Evan teammates, or are they like sister teammates?
All 3 cars are TWR Subi Squad.
All right. If I'm Blanche, I'm pulling over.
Yeah, McFarlane. Technically, it's McFarlane, Blanche, Palacio, but Lindy's on the 2nd TWR team. At that point, you got to stay ahead of Liftlander, but I agree with you. If I'm Blanche, I'm pulling over. Let your teammate get the extra point for sure.
Yeah, because I mean, I'm looking at the overall points. Yuko's not here. Blanche is squarely in 3rd. Josh Darnell, 74 points. Blanche at 90 going into this. Makes no sense for Blanche to hold that extra point away from your teammate.
This might be the white flag lap. We'll just have to wait and see what Barney does. 30 seconds left on the clock. Currently, Lindy leads ahead of Liftlander, Blanche, McFarlane, and Palin Ava in 5th now. Is into turn number 3. We stay focused on McFarlane behind Blanche. I'm surprised there hasn't been a move. I don't think there will be if it's this late. And will Lindy hit the white flag? 5 seconds left on the clock. Crossing the line with 2 seconds left. And that's the white flag. Into turn 3. Blanche was super deep, or sorry, turn 4.
I think we're gonna see it.
Stay focused on this battle.
I think we're gonna see it right here.
Go. Side by side between the teammates.
Looks
Blanche
like it.
All over the track. So is McFarlane. McFarlane hits the berm, crosses up, and Blanche not going to push it. There it is. All right. Palineva 5th, Darnell and Rakowski 6th and 7th. Over the jump for the final time with a surprise pole position from the qualifying session. It'll translate to a pole position for the Crandon Grand Prix. Matthew Lindy wins the heat race. Liftlander 2nd. 3rd will be McFarlane. 4th, Blanche. 5th, Palineva. 6th, Darnell. And 7th, Jess Rakowski. And that is just a taste of what we are going to have in this upcoming feature race here in Crandon.
Oh, Yoni Palineva just... Oh, okay, it's just having a good time there. It said Yoni just went up to 2nd, yeah.
Nope. All right. Our grid is set, and on the other side of the break, the Crandon Grand Prix. Stick around.
You're so interesting.
I love your browser history.
I like that you're not hiding anything from me.
By the way, nice IP address. I like your neighborhood.
You are so special. This ad is just for you.
I learned so many
Yo.
things from you.
You are so generous with your personal data.
Switch on privacy, switch off trackers and viruses. Go to nordvpn.com. NordVPN. Safely be you.
Racing isn't easy, but experiencing it is. iRacing puts you in the driver's seat with the industry's leading sim racing game. Drive on laser scan replicas of the greatest racing circuits from around the world. Go head-to-head against other drivers chosen by skill-based matchmaking to ensure competitive racing at every level. Compete across all your favorite series. In officially licensed cars, engineered to deliver the most accurate driving experience possible. Join a race or host your own with players from across the globe. Race against the computer or in a league with friends. Feel the thrill behind the wheel. Visit iRacing.com.
Absolutely be doing what he has to do. He has to go for the championship. He has to recover the points that he lost. He dealt with the race, takes the lead in the 12. What a move. And he takes the lead and holds it.
Side between these two and turn one. This is going to get spicy.
Exiting turn one, over the jump to begin the first lap clock at the inside line. McLaughlin contact between them. They are still side by side. This opens the door for Wetz. He can't make anything happen. From the 26, he has not won in quite some time. Dragster acing the entry to turn one, up heading to the inside of Magnus, gives him a nudge. The grip strip on the inside, Phil. Wetz had a little bit better run, but looks like Robbie's going to hold his spot. We welcome you back to round 283 of the championship overall and round 8 of the 32nd season of the NASA Rallycross World Championship here in Crandon. With NASA Hall of Famer Brian Sawyer in the production truck and also next to me in the commentary box, my name is Josh Mertz, live on the Automotive Sports Network. The NASA Rallycross Challenge is brought to you by Overwatch Specialty Service. The only thing more unique than your problems, our solution. For more information, visit OSScenter.com. And thank you so much to Rob Hartland for your continued support of NASA Sim Racing. Cameras all season on ASN are brought to you by Whiplash SimCams. Be sure to check them out at facebook.com/WSimCams. And thank you, Andrew Carnally IV, for your camera support. And finally, the intro music for the NASA World feed produced by Alex Sabetti. If you like what you see, be sure to like and subscribe to the Automotive Sports Network on Blue Sky, Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, Twitch, and YouTube, and ring the bell no matter the platform to be notified of our live streams weekly, along with our short-form video content. And if you'd like your content broadcasted by ASN, or if you'd like to join the team, you can contact us at asnTVUSA.com. And finally, if you would like to race in NASA, we have something for everyone. All the info is at nasasimracing.com. Alrighty, Mr. Sawyer. The two kids that are battling for the World Championship have not won here at the Crandon Short Track. John Dipple with his only win. Adam Thomas with his only win. Sindre Silva when he was trying to get those two championships. Josh Clogg won here twice. And Robbie Kirtley benefited from the two kids crashing into each other last year. What are we thinking after that heat race earlier?
I'm thinking we're going to get a lot of side-by-side from the... where's Evan Gray? Evan's in third? Yeah, we're going to have a lot of close racing between those front three. And I think we're going to have some people benefiting off of an accident. I think we're going to have a surprise podium tonight, this afternoon.
I mean, Matthew Lindy with the surprise. Liftlander second.
Evan practicing his pit stall.
You have to.
You got to come in.
Oh, well, at least he knows that those signs are solid.
Yeah, you got to come into that thing screaming. Josh, I'm going to give you a task. I'm going to hit the button. You're going to read these. I need to go get a cheese stick.
Grab me one. All right. No Rallycross strength of field tonight. Brian's being a lovable, wonderful husband and supporting his wife on her marathon tonight. So our next broadcast on the Automotive Sports Network will be on ASN Plus. That's tomorrow. For NASA Rallycross Futures at Brands Hatch. $1 a month for ASN Plus. We've got so much stuff planned, and it's going to be a good time. 8 p.m. Eastern. It's going to be Stephen Moreau, myself, Josh Mertz for that. Then we transition to ASN Live later that night for the NASA Rallycross Lights World Championship at Brands Hatch, the penultimate round of the 2025A season across all four splits. You'll have brand new champion Kieran Liftlander potentially driving car number 1. He hasn't answered me on that. I haven't even gotten that far yet, Brian. Go back. You'll have Kieran in a gold plate. That's going to be a good time. Josh Darnell, Stephen Moreau, 9 p.m. Eastern. On Monday, NASA Rallycross contenders from Brands Hatch. You'll have Justin and Brian for that, 9 p.m. Eastern. Torque Sports Cars back after a week off at Suzuka on the 1st on Thursday, 8:40 p.m. Eastern Time. And our next round for the NASA Rallycross World Championship will be on the 3rd of May at 2 p.m. Eastern Time. Brian Sawyer, myself, Josh Mertz for that. You're good now, Mr. Sawyer.
All right. Well, I brought 2 cheese sticks back, but I'm going to eat them both. So
are they mozzarella?
They are.
Do you bite the mozzarella or do you string the mozzarella?
You string it.
Okay. Chloe calls me a psychopath because sometimes I bite the cheese and she's like, "What is wrong with you?" I don't have an answer for her. It's just, you just want cheese and you just devour it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Well, I was sitting here and I'm like, I didn't do that during the commercials. This is a half-hour race. I'm already hungry. I'm going to be dying. I've lifted my water bottle, ladies and gentlemen. I got nothing in here. Oh boy, I got maybe like 2 sips. We're going to be in for a good time for the next 30 minutes on ASN Live. And it's crazy to think that this season's almost done. We've got 2 weeks left starting tomorrow. And we were just talking in the break about maybe some other changes. I'm not going to go into detail, but I can't stress enough how much work is put in up front here for the cast, behind the scenes for the entire team. We got Cody Erdman, Philip Krauss, Justin Robichaux, Jake Robichaux, Eric Dubois, Stephen Moreau, Matty Grove. Oh gosh, I'm going to miss someone somewhere. Mr. Brian Sawyer. I don't even remember who I forgot. My point is there's so many people involved in the moving parts of NASA and ASN. It's so much work than you guys think of just showing up and having a good time, Brian. It's a lot of work. I'm aware. I'm definitely aware.
As we get ready to grid. I want to give a shout out. I think he's hanging out with us. Thank you, Brian. You guys can't see it, but I'm watching him very entertainingly eat his cheese stick. I'm very hungry, so thanks for rubbing that one in. We got Sindre Silva, I think, floating around in chat, former world champion from a couple of years ago. He might make a surprise return next week in Brands Hatch. The world may never know. Grid for the Crandon Grand Prix. Matthew Lindy stole that away from Kieran Lifflander in qualifying, held it through the heat race. McFarlane, Blanche, Palineva, Darnell, Rakowski. Are we going to see elbows out between the two title protagonists? Probably. I don't know. It's gonna be wild.
We're gonna see it, but if I'm them, I'm not doing it. I don't want to do it that long, that early. I'm just whoever gets in the back gets in the back, and you hold on, do your pit strat.
Well, you've mentioned it so many times, and I've mentioned it so many times until we're blue in the face. But yes, these are endurance races, rallycross races. Lap 1, turn 1 is where it usually is. Usually where it's won or lost. So I don't know. 7 cars, 30 minutes here in Crandon. And like I've said, for the past nearly 300 World Championship races now, anything can happen in NASA Rallycross, and it usually does. This series has been something else over these years.
Right here. We gonna get any?
7 cars, 30 minutes. Thanks for joining us on ASN as we get ready to go green to conclude the Endurance Cup here in Crandon. Already touching off the start. Green flag off the line. Lifflander very calm compared to Lindy. McFarlane looks, gives him a nudge into turn number 1. Blanche in car number 2 backs out of it side by side with Lindy and Lifflander over the first jump. Through turn number 2. Lindy holds the outside. Here comes McFarlane as well. Cars in the back. It's Blanche, Darnell, Palineva, Rakowski. Lifflander holds the inside to turn number 3. Numerous different lines. McFarlane tries to make it 3 wide. Touches Lindy. Lindy out of the way. Lindy in the back. Now it's a battle between the two kids fighting for the world championship, and it's Lifflander versus McFarlane. And McFarlane says, "See you. I know what you've done to me before." At the end of the first lap, Lifflander leads ahead of McFarlane.
You know what the problem is there, Josh? Evan just threw the slider, let him know, hey, this is how we're racing today, and he didn't make
slides it, saves it.
He didn't make the pass, so now Kieran knows that's how we're playing, and Kieran still gets to hold up front.
It's Blanche third, Darnell fourth, Palineva, Rakowski, and Lindy on the outside looking in right now. It's been a tale of horrid luck for the kid from California as he is battling with Rakowski into turn number 3. McFarlane runs these truck tracks very frequently, Brian. All those TWRS boys do. McFarlane knows how to drive, looks to the inside. Will he check him again? No move done yet. Now, if we get 30 minutes of this, Brian, this is going to be a good time.
Yeah, Evan's pivoting the Subaru like you would pivot the truck on that turn, but I think he's doing it a little too much. He's not getting the grip. He's getting the turn in, and he's like, it looks like he's about to peel off, but these cars don't have as much power as the truck, and they're not able to get it running like that.
As Lifflander bounced off the jump through turn 2 into turn 3 again. It's very misleading into that corner, and also very terrifying because you whip the car to the left to line up for the corner, and then suddenly you've got a car to the inside. Lifflander, McFarlane, they touch again. Elbows out racing here in Crandon. Another hip check from Lifflander to McFarlane. Now McFarlane on the outside trying to get the grip, powering down in the Subaru. Better run. McFarlane takes the spot. Lifflander came across. Side by side into turn number 2, and McFarlane closes the door. Maybe. Here comes Lifflander in the 20. On the inside, McFarlane takes it. Car length between them. And now, if I'm Kieran, I'm just staying right behind car number 1. This is all you need. If I'm Zach Blanche in the same channel as Evan McFarlane, I'm telling Blanche, I need you to get by the 20 pronto, Brian, because that's the only way that McFarlane can win this championship.
Yeah, Evan should know. He's familiar with these tracks. He should know the turns he's able to get in, get Kieran right behind him, and then slow down just a little bit. Hello, dog. Stop yelling. I don't know if you can hear those.
I definitely can. It's okay.
Everybody can. It's okay. But yeah, Evan should definitely know the turns where he's going to be able to just get Kieran right behind him, hold him there, slow up a little bit, and maybe give Blanche the opportunity.
Listen, your dogs just want to join the commentary team. It's okay. I'll hire them. Are they good dogs? Are they good puppers?
That one's not.
Liftlander the inside, touching McFarland in the final corner. We've lost Josh Darnell due to a connection issue. The Maryland driver, defending contenders champion, out in the 0:29. I don't know if Blanche can match these two, 42.809 to 42.4, 42.5. So the Australian has to catch up to Liftlander to help his teammate in the Endurance Cup. Because if McFarland finishes second in the Endurance Cup, that's another 5 points lost to Kieran. And with the average finishes of podiums, it's going to be very hard for the kid from California to make it 4 world championships in a row.
I got Yoni Pelaneva may have crashed in Matthew Lindy with a 2X incident. I'm wondering if something happened back there. We're going to take a quick look. Josh, you stay looking at that.
I got the battle for the lead focused on. We look at Pelaneva and Rakowski on monitor on a replay here.
Pelaneva just gets sideways, hits the wall, spins around. Does Lindy get collected in this? Nope, Lindy's nowhere to be seen. He just gets a regular 2X. And we're going back
patrol
left.
Cars and Lindy have not crashed into each other. That's impressive. All right. The battle between the two kids in the World Championship. Like I've said, these past 2-3 seasons have been absolutely incredible. I have not seen stuff like this in such a long time. Liftlander tries to bite. McFarland couldn't get the car to rotate. Ending lap 7, beginning lap number 8.
And then right
Now
there, that's if I'm Evan right there.
Oh, it was the championship leader. Passed by Blanche. Passed by Lindy. Whoa.
It wasn't too detrimental, Josh. Kieran can still push. Kieran can still grab. He needs what, third or worse?
Third. He needs third to tie. He pits now. Good strat. Stay out of the traffic. Yeah. Stay out of the way.
I don't want to be in the traffic. Go for the undercut. See what happens.
Oh.
I want to see how long he goes out. He should have this perfectly timed. You take 5.6 gallons of fuel, and that is the exact amount of time it takes to change one tire. So you should have your strat good to go for that. But he went up, down, and he's ready to go.
Now, this reverts from what we saw last week in Oschersleben, and if there is one kid, I say this every week, ladies and gentlemen, there's one kid that you do not want to allow to have clear track. It is the driver of car number 20. The kid is amazingly focused.
Oh, he doesn't right now.
Impeccable lap times.
He's got Jess Rakowski right in front of him. You got to make sure you get the pass off cleanly. You don't want to burn 2 or 3 seconds. I mean, you've already burned a couple seconds. You don't want to burn a couple seconds here trying to make the pass. You have to choose your location, make the pass as clean as possible.
Is Liftlander into turn 3 behind Rakowski in the Ford Fiesta.
And it's for position. Jess isn't going to want to give it up easy.
And I believe this might be Jess Rakowski's final race in the World Championship, given her recent signing to the Radical Esports team. And good luck to her on those future endeavors, of course, leaving JC Simsport, but having a good time here in the Ford Fiesta on the outside of championship leader Kieran Liftlander. Over, no, he saves it. But this is not going to help him. Throws it into reverse. And getting going again. Just an update. Race leader McFarland just now crossed the start-finish line. 25 seconds is the gap right now.
And we talk about the advantages of the Subaru, Josh, on these tracks, where it just eats the dirt alive. The Fiesta and the VW struggle a little bit more. Right there, what Evan just experienced would have been much better in a Fiesta. He got a little too sideways. The Fiesta, you can just grab that handbrake, get it turned out of there. The Subaru just says, no, you're going to stay on this. You're going to stay at this angle.
From second.
Blanche pits, Lindy second. Palaneva's going to hop up to third.
Alrighty. So now, let's get a reset. And we're only 8 minutes in here in Crandon. And this, now the timing tower might look a little spread out and it might not be as action-packed, but this is one of the best parts of a race. We take a second look. Right side of picture, Jess Rakowski in the Ford Fiesta. Left side, Kieran Liftlander. Rounding turn 1. Rakowski got into the loose stuff. I think she just came across over the jump
She
and
was coming,
almost tossed Kieran over.
I think she was going right or left, and Kieran was going right. We're gonna roll that back. Give maybe a helicopter perspective there.
Not missing anything up front. Just an update. Liftlander's back behind Rakowski again now.
I'm looking at yeah. That's just one going out, one coming in. Touching.
And that's all
And,
she wrote.
Yeah, that's right. Right there is where the Ford could have easily just pulled out of that, but they
Ripped the handbrake and steered into it. Yep. Handbrake save.
the Subaru does not want to do it. Zach Blanche, Joni Paladeva for battle for third. Zach Blanche making the pass.
Third, Blanche into the
Touching the
wall.
wall.
He missed the little cutout there. It would have been worse if he hit that. Liftlander fighting with Rakowski. Lock passes the 999 and put the 20 up now to 5th. And as they run right now in the Endurance Cup, Kieran's got 30, 34, and McFarlane 27. It's a 7-point swing. If Evan wins and Kieran comes in third, that will give Evan the Endurance Cup. That'll cut the overall championship gap roughly to 10.
I was
we've
going to say
still
9
got
or
a
10,
decent
something
amount of
around
time.
there.
As Blanche and Palin Neva looking again for the third spot. As remove Lindy from the equation and the other TWR car battling with the no control cars. Gap is 24.5 for McFarlane to Liftlander. Just want to give a shout out to everyone hanging out with us on ASN Live or ASN On Demand after the fact. Always a super fun time. So we're a third of the way through the Crandon Grand Prix for the NASA Rallycross World Championship. Brian Sawyer, myself, Josh Mertz with you. On board Kieran Liftlander, car number 20, the kid from South Carolina, red plate championship leader. And shout out to former world champion Sindre Silva, 2020B, 2021A, hanging out with us as well. Hopefully seeing a return from you, my friend, in the future. Palineva Pitts in the 31. We'll stay focused as well on that battle for third. I'll take a look off monitor. Blanche and Palineva. I don't remember if Blanche has pitted already. Gap is 25. Evans holding Kieran at about 25 seconds, Brian.
I think it's going to
come down to the pit
to
stop.
Yeah, it's going to come down to how well. Yeah, I mean, it's about a 15 to 17 second stop. But
As,
Evan missed it last week, so.
all right. So,
It's about a 14-second here.
minutes. 19 minutes left. Evan stays out. Second place is Lindy. Looking good for the Constructors' Championship for the Team Watson squad. Like I mentioned, unofficially, they might clinch the World Championship today, and that'll give them their 5th championship, 3rd all-time in the World Championship for Constructors. As McFarlane leads his teammate by 3, Blanche a further 18 behind Lindy. And if Liftlander catches Blanche, are we going to see some shenanigans between the KLR and the TWR boys? We'll just have to wait and see.
Yeah, so realistically, we're looking at the gap between Liftlander and Lindy. McFarlane, if he can get there, sure, but he's about 20 seconds behind Lindy. He can't fall. Lindy hasn't pit yet. So once he does, it's going to be about a 3-second gap. Or
here's the thing.
Maybe a little longer.
Kieran and Evan, all of them are matching times. Lindy, McFarlane, and Liftlander, all around the 42.4, 42.5 second bracket. So it's not what we're used to when one guy might be a few more tenths or half a second up. I don't know. Here in those incidents, we'll have to see. I can't call it yes or no that it affected him, but I would have to lean towards it might not be a race win today.
Yeah, I don't think it's going to be a race win. I'm trying to see, like, Evan should be pitting soon. He's we're coming up on about the halfway point through the race, but Blanche is 18 seconds. I mean, I know he's your teammate, but you still want to secure it. You don't want to. Been closing in a little bit. You don't want to have to pass him. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Eleneva Rakowski off the lead lap. Darnell off the road, defending Contender Series champion in the 0.29. Waiting for McFarland to pit, waiting for Lindy to pit. Will we see some pit stops? We unintentionally had the radio communications when Brian went down into that channel. You might have heard during qualifying. Hopefully we can get something like that back. Brian and I talked off air during the break. Always great to hear the reactions of these guys and the excitement that happens with these pole positions and these race wins. McFarland, Lindy, Blanche. It's a TWR podium sweep currently.
I'm just sitting there trying to find out if Darnell's getting back into session. I hear you screaming that Lindy's beating the time for pole position. I just hear them all screaming. I'm like, okay. I'm sure Josh will try and get back in here.
McFarland last lap, 42.6. Lindy, 42.5. Blanche, 42.8. Liftlander, 42.7. And McFarland, no pitting yet. Lindy, not pitting yet. Blanche, half a lap behind, so we don't know if he's going to pit yet. Liftlander in 4th. In the ebb and flow of the NASA Rallycross World Championship, you could be on top of the world for 7 weeks in a row and have issues in 1 week, and it derails your entire championship. Blanche does not pit. Liftlander has already pitted. And I bring that up and potentially old man tangent, but I'm rewatching stuff from 2017, 2018. I had a perfect season back in 2017A, I think. Missed the feature in Watkins Glen in 1 race, and it handed Cody Erdman the championship. So it's possible. That stuff happens. You have one bad...
Josh, I don't know if you're aware, but Blanche is already pit.
Oh! Nope. I know. All right.
Yeah, you're asking like, hey, Blanche doesn't go. Blanche has already done it. Kieran has to pass Blanche on track.
And Blanche is not going to play nice, obviously, to defend his teammate.
Exactly.
So
it's going to be hard. It's going to be very hard for Kieran to get back into 3rd position in this race. Evan and Lindy, they might pit the same lap. If I were them, I would. You're both, 18 seconds between Lindy and Blanche, and 2 seconds between Lindy and Evan. They both will come back out ahead of Blanche. So it's looking like Evan, Lindy, Blanche. If nobody has any incidents right now, Renee is driving. Sindre is asking in chat. Renee is driving.
Renee is not driving.
No, Renee is not driving.
Kaylin Neva is the only no-control car. We do not have Linus Brostrom. We do not have Renee Sotens. Hopefully those two will return.
Yeah, I think they have another they're in another series that runs some Saturdays, so they're not making all of the races.
Well, Renee was at Valkenswaard in the real world.
Yeah, that's where he is.
Interesting. NASA Rallycross ran at Valkenswaard back on NASCAR 2003. Always a fun time. And he says he's just gotten home. And you have missed some shenanigans, my friend. Might have to roll that back and take a second look. Alrighty, I'll tell you what. Pick a car, Brian. We're going to ride on board and enjoy a lap in traffic here in Crandon.
In traffic?
You know, I said that, and as I said that, I said, what am I talking about?
Nobody's
I know what
in
I'm
traffic
doing, okay?
right now.
Shut up, Brian. Just let's go on board. I hate to interrupt. McFarland has just pitted in car number 1.
Lindy's going
so is
also.
Lindy.
Well, let's watch the pit stops here.
I'll take a look off monitor at Blanche and
Evan didn't miss anything.
Liftlander and Rakowski. Evan's up off the ground. Evan is down. Lindy's down.
Yeah, they're all taking the ideal amount of fuel. Just
Kieran's
enough.
nowhere close.
No.
Kieran is nowhere close.
These are hard tracks to gain time back on. So I think that's everybody has pit. Everybody's pit except Josh Darnell, but he's not on track, so no pit needed there.
What is happening? Kieran Liftlander in the 20. Oh, he crashed into Jess Rakowski, and he had to wait for the car to reset. It broke the left front.
We'll take a look.
It should tell you, stay here, and it's in the final corner. He ended up over the jump, plowed into the 999, and it broke the left front on that contact. All I know is the car, you might be a lap behind, but that's okay.
Am I?
Might be.
I am. We'll just get out of here.
That's okay. Alrighty, so we're still looking at Liftlander versus Rakowski. Rakowski lets him through.
Yeah, Rakowski's been a thorn in Kieran's side all evening or all afternoon. He's had to pass her 3 times now to get back in the push for third. 3 seconds off. So we got 11 minutes left. It's going to be... He's got about 6-7 seconds to Lindy. I really don't think that's going to be extremely hard to make happen.
If it were to end right now, unofficially, McFarland would win the Endurance Cup. There'd be a 10-point gap going into Great Britain next Saturday. Oh, boy. All right. It's Kieran in 4th. Trying everything he can. But like you said, Brian, it's so tricky to make up a lot of time on these tracks. I mean, you have one issue like you did on Sunday. What, you rolled the car or drove off the track or crashed in some fashion?
Yeah, I rolled the car once. I was in a good spot. I rolled the car once, kept it going, but it was bled just enough time that you pit super early. And I go, okay, I just need about 12 to 15 seconds, and I couldn't make it happen. And it was... I came out, I pit, and I'm getting DMs from Eric Dubois.
Farland, Lindy, Blanche, and Liftlander, top 4. Palineva 5th, Rakowski 6th, Darnell in 7th. We have not missed anything there. As in the Endurance Cup, oh, you know what I just saw? Okay, so if this holds, unofficially, Evan McFarland will win the Endurance Cup. He is tied with 2 Endurance Cup wins with Sindre Silva and Josh Klog. If he gets a 3rd, Brian, he gets tied with a guy named Josh Mertz for first all time on the Endurance Cup win list.
Oh boy.
My records continue to fall. All right. I didn't expect that to see on my stat book here. All righty. So, we have 9.5 minutes left. And McFarland looking to take a 3rd Endurance Cup championship. Alrighty. Lindy 2nd. 3rd, Blanche. 4th, Liftlander. And I cannot recall, as it's been over 280 races, ladies and gentlemen, but there have been very few podium sweeps. And admittedly, I only think I remember the one that I was involved in with MRT back in 2016. I bring this up because they're in a podium sweep potential, the TWR boys, and it's very, very infrequent. So, with Kieran needing 3 seconds to catch Blanche, TWR looking really good. I want to give a public shout out to James Watson and co. Granted, it was 2-3 years ago now, but when the league was struggling, that team kept us together, kept us afloat. It was the TWR, basically, Rallycross Challenge. There was like 8 of them with one car that wasn't. And these guys super supportive. James Watson, Eric Dubois, and company. Always having a good time with these Rallycross cars.
Just looking at the last time by Josh, Zach Blanche, 42.7. Kieran Liftlander, 42, almost 5. 3/10, it's going to be, 3/10, 3 seconds between them. That's 10 laps to even get in passing distance. We got about 13 laps left, so...
All right. So,
we might get Kieran passing
left
for 3rd if he can maintain and not have any issues.
2.8 seconds. Blanche holds 3rd. Lindy challenging his teammate, but I don't suspect he'll be bothering him too much, of course. Liftlander's got to get Palineva out of the way in the 31 in order to even have a chance, and Palineva stays out of the way. Thank you for the blue flags for the 31 of Yoni Palineva. And now it's Blanche versus Liftlander. 2.5 seconds for 3rd. And if this changes, I think this might change the Endurance Cup. I'll take a quick rough estimate here.
It's about 3/10. Kieran is about 3/10 faster each time by. And I think it's right in this section we're in right now. In the loggers, Kieran's car sounds like it's much more on the throttle through that set of turns, but it was a 42.5 to a 42.2 last time by. About another 3/10 down.
I think Evan would get that championship.
Yeah, Evan should still have it locked. Just if you're Blanche, don't let the pass happen.
As we ride on board Zach Blanche, looking out the rear bumper of car number 2, looking back at car number 20. And what an amazing season it has been. Of course, we got 2 weeks left in the World Championship. And 2025A quickly coming to a close. And the gap is 2 seconds. Second and a half, 2 seconds when it accordions back. So last time around, Liftlander was up by 1/10 of a second. 6 minutes left. They're running 45 seconds. Sim is estimating about 9 laps, Brian. I don't know if that's going to be enough time.
It might be enough time. He's got it down to 2 foot. Lindy,
where
way
are
off
you
track.
going, my friend? Mowing the lawn in car number 3.
No, I did that on lap 2 in our lights race. I saw a bunch of flipping behind me. I'm just watching in my mirror, and I look back down and I go, "Oh no, I'm driving off the track.
I'm off the road."
Everything just starts shaking on my rig. I go, "Uh-oh."
Here we are. Okay. 42-1 for Evan McFarland, 42-5 for Lindy, 42-7 Blanche, 42-5 for Kieran. And the track, I don't think we've talked about this, but in the closing stages, with the track obviously being all dirt, it's not like it's asphalt with dirt on top of it. It gets gripped up. The blue groove begins to wear in. There's no loose dirt. This track gets pretty quick, Brian.
Yeah, it gets pretty quick. We're not going to see too much blue groove in only a half hour and only 7 cars. It's not going to be too bad. I think it gets a little quicker, but let's see. What's our fastest lap of the race? Let me just bring it back up. It was Evan McFarland with the 42-1. And he just hit a 40. He just set a 42. He was 100th off of his fastest lap that last time by.
Lindy 42-2, Blanche 42-5, Liftlander 42-1-4-1. Sorry, 155. So the gap ebbing and flowing. We just have to wait
got that gap
and
down
see.
to a 1.8, 1.9, 2. It climbs a little bit, but he's reduced it from 2.5. I think it was 3.5, 4 seconds when we were fully first starting to pay attention to it. He's got it down to a. Yeah, he throws it down to about 1.5 seconds right there. It all comes back. It's just the way when you throw the car in. You get super excited when you see it, though. You throw it in, you see, 1.2 seconds, and then you watch it grow back. Yeah,
That happened to me on Sunday. I'm keeping an eye on my relative box, and I'm driving, and it says, Brian closes up to 0.5 second. I say, no, you're kidding me. And then it stretches right back out to 1.5 seconds. So it's mixed emotions as you see that box count down or count up. So
42.4 to a 42.2. 2 times eaten off that time. It's about 1.8, 2 seconds here. I don't think it's going to happen, but I think we're
3.5 minutes left to go, but anything could happen.
Order that we are going to be in tonight.
Farland, Lindy, Blanche, Liftlander, Palineva, Rakowski, Darnell. That's our running order. There are 7 cars here today. Evan McFarland, 3-time consecutive world champion, looking to make it 4. Nobody has made it 4 consecutive world championships in the history of NASA sim racing. The kid from California is going to have 2 weeks to claw back a 10-point deficit.
I was going to say, if he does it, it's pretty damn incredible. Because he did not have a great first half of the season. I'm just looking through the races. Race 1, 7th place. Race 2, he won. Race 3, 3rd place. Race 4, 1st. Race 5, 7th place. Yeah.
That 7th place was when he crashed. Turn 1, lap 1 at Charlotte. And then what was race 5? That was when he when he crashed in turn 1.
I'm just looking at Kieran's races he didn't win. It was 5th, 5th, 4th, and I think that's it. 5th and 4th.
So there are.
Evans had lower lows than Kieran has this season, but they're only 10 points between them. So I know there's been some penalties thrown and some things like that, But 10 points is a pretty hard gap to beat. And you can do it if you win both. If you win both races and win your heats and all that, is first is 25, second's 24, or 20. So you could win both of those and tie it. I think Kieran.
He wouldn't have the. Let's see.
Would you have the win with two more wins?
So if Evan wins today and then Evan wins the rest of the season, it'd be 5-5. It would go on a countback of podiums, and we don't have enough time to figure that one out. So I could talk your ear off for the next minute and a half on those stats, but it would go on a countback, and I don't know off the top of my head. So let's see. I'm gonna do it anyways. Evan has 2 second places.
2 laps left here. Kieran's got that gap down to 1.2 on Blanche.
I know we're speaking in super hypotheticals, and I apologize on that, but if that happens, Brian, it would go to 3rd places, assuming that Kieran finishes 2nd. We'll just have to see how that's going to work. The only thing I can tell you is there are 4 drivers in the history of the World Championship that have won 3 consecutive World Championships. Dylan Libengood, Philip Kraus, myself, and Evan McFarlane. Nobody has won 4. We've still got 2 weeks left. Like we've mentioned, McFarlane, if he can close that out, that's going to be amazing to see. 2 to go for the kid from California. Kieran Lifflander under a second away from Zach Blanche. This 3rd place, though, will not win him the Endurance Cup. So
it won't win him the Endurance Cup, but it helps maintain the gap. Well, not necessarily.
No, it wouldn't change at all.
It wasn't change at all. So it means more to Blanche than it does Kieran right now.
All right, so apparently we are getting the checkered flag, according to my sim. We'll just have to wait and see. Hopefully we don't throw this one away. I'm going to see what it says.
Yeah, we're
at
on
the
white
checkered flag.
And that's it.
As McFarlane
that's McFarlane
wins
finishing.
in Crandon. Lindy 2nd. 3rd is Blanche on a podium sweep for TWR Subi Squad.
Barney was
Lifflander
sleeping
4th.
on that white flag.
He was. It only said race over internally. That's how I knew it.
Yep.
Palineva 5th, Rakowski 6th, and Darnell in 7th. That gives Evan McFarlane a 3rd Velocity Pixels Endurance Cup. He's tied with the schmuck that's talking right now, with 3 of them at the top of the board. And at one point, I thought my records were untouchable, Brian, but here we are as we take a look at the classification. As the TWR Subi Squad boys burn it down, Palineva crashes into him in sympathy. We got a party exiting turn 1.
Yeehaw. That didn't feel like a half hour. That one wasn't too bad.
That wasn't as bad as Oschersleben, for sure.
Let me go sort some points, and let's work on getting some people in here.
For sure. We are awaiting some people to pop in. And
we got Blanche for
interestingly for Evan, it's his first win since Sonoma. It was Kieran in Knock Hill, Barcelona, Oschersleben. And we've got Zach Blanche. Are you ready for some interviews?
Let's do it.
Alrighty. Zach, it's Josh and Brian. You got us?
Yeah, I got yous.
Alrighty. The chaos of the day. It's 30 minutes. My brain is frazzled. The big thing that I want to ask, keeping Kieran behind you. And he was originally battling Evan, and then next thing we know, he's in 4th. Talk me through your race.
Yeah, so that was one thing that I was struggling. I was the tiniest bit off pace from those 3. Those 3 were so fast. But once I saw that accident, we spoke in Discord, and I knew that I had to pit just to cover him off. I knew that others had the pace on track, but I had to pit, and I watched him on Delta for like 20 minutes. Felt like the longest 20 minutes of my life. But I think Eric kept saying that he was braking the car on some landings, just trying to drive it a bit too hard. So he was quick, and he probably should have got me, but sounds just a bit unlucky in those stages and whatnot. So,
alrighty, my friend. Honestly, like I said, my brain's a little frazzled. I really have nothing else for you. Anyone you'd like to thank for the P3 today?
Yeah, huge thanks to Evan and Matthew. We did practice yesterday. They've been huge help and with setups and all that kind of stuff. So it's been amazing. The team, TWRS, it's just been amazing with these guys. So good. So thanks to them.
Alrighty, my friend. Good run, and we'll see you back on a Rallycross track in Brands Hatch next week.
Thank you, guys. See you next week.
You know, we thought with the surprise pole position, and when you go and watch that back, you're going to hear me call with your Discord call in the background that we did not intend to have. And then you took the pole and you took the heat win with that chaos, and then the feature was just all over the place. You finished second. It's been a crazy day. The luck has finally maybe turned around for you, Mr. Lindy. How are you? How was your race?
The race felt good, you know. I'm just gonna hope you guys put more of these races on the schedule, because this is the only tracks that I could find speed on and actually be close with Evan and Kieran. But I mean, this definitely feels really good being up there with them. Yeah, just it really feels nice, you know, especially after the season that I've had and all that, all the stuff that's happened. You know, it's nice to get a decent race in, and you know, I looked at the stream and saw you guys were in the call whenever I went quick time. I am so glad I was deafened, because you guys might have needed like a headphone warning in advance. I screamed, and then my dad walks in the room and was like, what happened? And I'm like, I went quick time, dude.
I can tell you that unfortunately we won't do more than one of these this season. But it will stay for sure. What's the I guess my question I really want to ask is racing Evan and knowing he's got the Endurance Cup hanging in the balance. I mean, and what's the game plan for you for the last 2 weeks? He's got to make up 10 points on Kieran.
We just got to keep doing what we did this round to get those 1-2s, you know. I don't like how it was gotten with incidents, but I feel like those I looked at the incidents, and I feel like those were just racing incidents. You know, we're all fighting for the same real estate. When on lap 1, when Kieran got into me, we're fighting for the same real estate, tire to tire contact. You know, in racing, you know, S happens. Same thing with the deal with Evan. Kieran tried to get on the inside. Evan was kind of running a cut down. They're both fighting for the same real estate. Stuff happens, you know, and that's what's gonna, like, we just gotta focus on getting these 1-2s. This track, I felt guaranteed we could get almost guaranteed we could get a 1-2, because just the Pro 4 tracks are basically always have been my best tracks compared to the Rallycross tracks. The one I'm most looking forward to for us to get a 1-2 is Hell, because me and Evan got one there before. And yeah, we just gotta, Evan has to basically win every race, and it's gonna be tough, you know. It's gonna be really tough, but I gotta push myself. Zach's gotta push himself. Everyone's gotta push themselves to, you know. Of course, we're a team, and we want Evan to win this.
3 little tidbits before I ask you who you'd like to thank. I'm getting intel internally that you have finished 3rd in the Endurance Cup, so that's a great turnaround from the, I don't want to call it a full disaster, but it's been a cluster you-know-what for this championship for you, so that's a good consolation prize. Evan would have to win. Kieran would be second at the worst for, I think, Kieran to still win. I don't know, so just keep that in mind to push your teammate and push him. And yeah, it's been crazy. Who would you like to thank for the podium and the P3 in the Endurance Cup?
You know, I'd like to thank the Lord above, man. He's put me in some really crazy positions, and you know, it all works out in the end. I'd like to thank TWRS and KES Industries. Those two guys, or those two teams, you know, we're working really close with each other. You know, creating a really great bond. I got to thank everyone at TWRS. You know, James, Eric. You know, put on a great organization, as well as Mario put on a really good organization with KES. I'd like to thank all of our sponsors on both sides. I'd like to thank Evan for getting a really good setup on, putting this car on rails. I did my little bits to it. You know, but I like these Pro 4 tracks, especially when I drive the Pro 4s a lot. So I feel like that kind of helps a lot. But I also like to thank my family for supporting. I don't know if my cousins and my aunties and uncles are still watching in the Philippines, because it's probably pretty late for them. But shout out to them as well. And I would really like to thank you guys for putting on an amazing season and an amazing show.
Appreciate those words, my friend. And of course, your family for ASN sponsor plug can always go back on ASN On Demand and take a look, my friend, at a better time zone and a time for them. But great run today. We'll see you next week in Brands Hatch.
Have a good one.
Listen, Evan, you're not supposed to tie my records, kid. This is your 3rd Endurance Cup. You're only tied with me at the top of the board. Your 16th win overall in the World Championship. I just did some math. You've got 10 points to make up on Kieran over the next 2 weeks. Talk me through your race. Talk me through what the game plan is. Floor is yours, my friend.
Yeah, thank you. I mean, I guess records are meant to be broken, so that's what I'm trying to do. But yeah, it was a good race today. Me and Matthew were really confident, coming from the Pro 4s and having a lot of experience on this dirt. So, yeah, we were really confident. We put in tons of practice. Like last night, we put in like 3 hours of practice, and we're practicing strategy and all that. So it's really nice to see us succeed. But yeah, I mean, heat race, I was struggling with the setup. I didn't have enough preload in it, so when the track was watered down a lot, so I wasn't getting as much drive off of it as I wanted. So I struggled in qualifying. I mean, I was freaking out. Matthew got the pole. I was so happy for him, and he's really fast, and really wanted to shine here. But yeah, heat race, I was fast at the beginning, but fell off a cliff. I slowed down when the track wore in. So when it came to the warm up, did some setup changes. I mean, Matthew and in the feature, just drove my race. I wanted to battle out with Matthew and Kieran, and I'm not gonna lie, I drove Kieran kind of like a douche because I thought he wrecked him. But looking back, it was just completely the iRacing saw like that shouldn't even sent him. But yeah, I was really upset for Matthew, and as much as I'd love to win, I mean, it hurts to see people who try so hard and put their effort in. So it sucks for Matthew, but I know he'll come back stronger. And same with Kieran, he drove a good race and just got unfortunate. So yeah, it was a good win. It was a lot of fun. I mean, I was confident in my race setup and my race pace, and I just kept on throwing down laps, and just kept it clean. Learned from my lesson from Ostersleben. I don't know how to say the name, but just max field, took one tire, and we were just set from there. So I mean, yeah, it's clean sailing for the most part. I mean, looking for the next 2 rounds. I've increased my pace a bit, I feel, and I'm looking forward, and I'm going to try my best to win them all out. So yeah, looking forward to it.
As I look unofficially on the win sheet, if you win them out, you would have 5 wins to 5 wins. And if Kieran finishes second, it goes to a count back on something else that I don't have the stats in front of me. So all I can tell you is, of course, push hard to win those races. And with the way NASA Rallycross is, who knows what's going to happen? It's going to be a lot of fun either way, of course, to drive or to spectate, my friend. Who would you like to thank for the victory today in the Endurance Cup?
Yeah, it's going to be fun. It's going to be a great showdown, I feel like, at the last 2 rounds. So I'm looking forward to it. But of course, I got to give all glory to God. I'm so thankful for everything He's done for me, and just to be able to race, and so thankful for everything, and just to have fun with my friends and race competitively on a league. So yeah, it's been a lot of fun racing here. Thank you guys for hosting these. It's a lot of fun racing and putting my heart out trying to race Kieran. But all those guys, Team Watson Racing, Zach, Eric, Matthew, Josh, Chris. I'm forgetting some people, but you know who you are. And special thanks to Zach, because he overdrove it and let me by. So I needed that point, and I appreciate him helping me out there. But and also Eric for being the crew chief and watching out for us, and KS Industries, Slick Race Graphics, Fluid Logic. And if you want some of my setups, go to twrsetups.com, and that's about it.
Alrighty, my friend. Great win today. Great Endurance Cup win. Stop breaking my records. I kid, of course. And we will see you next week in Brands Hatch.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
All right, Brian. That was a chaotic Velocity Endurance Cup. I'll keep it short. This is the only reference today that why we run these races. Ladies and gentlemen, that's why we run these races, because it's chaos, it's fun, it's racing the track, racing your competitors. It's always a super fun time. As do we have points? Want to take a look at points before we head into... There it is. 10 points in the World Championship between the two kids. Kieran Lifflander holds the red plate. Evan McFarland, gold plate, is defending champion. Zach Blanche has had an immensely impressive season in third. I want to give a shout out to Josh Darnell as well. We know how, lack of a word, how bad the Fiesta is against the Subaru on these, whether they're jumpy truck tracks or the road courses. And Darnell, in his first World Championship season, I might add, in fourth in the championship, Hakala, Palineva, Lindy Kreutzer, Rakowski, Kirtley, the top 10. We've got TWR Subi Squad, like I've said, unofficially have clinched their 5th World Championship. No Control, Kieran Lifflander Racing. No Control, the first team in 4th. Move over at Speedy Time, Team Watson Racing, down the order through 10th. Subaru, Ford, Volkswagen in the Manufacturers Championship. They have clinched there.
No,
God, I had
got
it.
a chance.
Listen, Brian, stop it. And that is Subaru's 23rd Manufacturers Championship. And the only season that Subaru has not won in the modern era was 2020B. For some guy in chat, Sindre Silva hanging out. Him and Jake Robertson that season had Volkswagen get their second and last Manufacturers Championship. All right, Brian, we got some programming notes you want to go through?
Let's slam this out. Let's get out of here. NASA Rallycross Futures tomorrow night, followed by the lights, 8 and 9 p.m. Eastern Time. NASA Rallycross Futures is going to be on ASN Plus. It's $1 a month. NASA Rallycross Lights, that's just on the regular channel live. Both at Brands Hatch are kicking off the final 2 rounds. Following it by NASA Rallycross Contenders on Monday night at 9 p.m. Eastern. Torque Sports Cars back at Sakusa.
You said it wrong again.
I know. I just want to make you
that
mad.
Was intentional.
It's Torque Sports Car Series kicking off the final 3 rounds of that, 8:40 Eastern Time. And then we're back here next week, same time. Brands Hatch.
Gonna be a good time. The NASA Rallycross Challenge brought to you by Overwatch Specialty Service. The only thing more unique than your problems, our solution. For more information, visit osscenter.com. Thank you so much to Rob Hartland for your continued support of NASA Sim Racing. Cameras all season on ASN, brought to you by Whiplash SimCams. Be sure to check them out at facebook.com/WSimCams. And thank you, Andrew Cardinale IV, for your camera support. Finally, the intro music for the NASA World Feed produced by Alex and Betty. If you like what you see, be sure to like and subscribe to the Automotive Sports Network on Blue Sky, Facebook, TikTok, Instagram, Twitch, YouTube, Dark Web, carrier pigeons, I don't know what else, and ring the bell to be notified of our live streams weekly, along with our short-form video content. If you'd like your content broadcasted by ASN, or if you'd like to join the team, ASNTVUSA.com. And if you'd like to race in NASA, we have something for everyone, including if you're a stage rally kind of guy or girl. We've got, the NASA World Rally Challenge. Also, normally we have an entry fee for the World Championship or Contenders or Lights. Last 2 weeks are going to be free of charge for entries. So NASASimRacing.com if you are interested. Brian, give me a final thought and we'll wrap it up.
Help. Endurance racing is long. Get me out of here.
Yes, it is definitely changing for the coming season. Still trying to tweak and figure out the best possible format that we could have, and it's been a fun time. So the checkered flag has fallen on the afternoon here in Crandon. On behalf of our entire production staff and producer Brian Sawyer, my name is Josh Mertz. As we thank you for joining us for today's coverage of the NASA Rallycross World Championship, as we congratulate our race winner, Evan McFarland, and our Endurance Cup winner, Evan McFarland, as we just want to remind you, don't miss the 9th round of NASA Rallycross Futures and the Lights World Championship from Brands Hatch. Until then, so long, everyone.